I learned the secrets of the stairway.
Once you've got down, you're just sort of standing against the wall here.
And take my place in the audience to watch the cast record the show.
I have no idea what that line is. Well, you
I messed up mine too a little bit.
Please yourself. Go.
Welcome back to The Big Bang Theory Access All Areas.
Does anyone have any wood? Come on! I just want wood. Why are you making it so hard?
OK, we've got the writing, the science, the wardrobe and the actors, but the world of The Big Bang Theory wouldn't be complete without the incredibly detailed set. Designed by legendary production designer John Schaffner, who designed the famous Friends set, amongst others, the sets each have their own special charm.
Actually, my favorite set is the hallway between the two apartments. The producers wanted this walk and talk in the stairwell. Well, we built the set, and Chuck and Bill came down, and they looked at it and said, we really need to see the stairway go down. So I was like, oh dear. So I said, I'm not authorized by the studio to cut a hole in the floor. So they went to the studio and said, we need to cut a hole in the floor. So that's how we came about with building the staircase that actually goes down about 6 feet. If you get to the bottom of the stair and make a corner, there's dirt, and there's a wall full of gum on it. From the actors is the way to go on, then they put their gum on the wall. So it's sort of beginning to look like the underside of a table in a cheap diner.
Obviously, as soon as I got onto set, I was very excited and walked down the stairs, and I was amazed at how little the gap is to fit in. Once you've got down, you're just sort of standing against the wall here.
And the other thing about it was in trying to give them enough space between the two apartments so there'd be working space for a scene. I put this elevator in the middle, and I showed it to Chuck and Bill, and they said, well, we don't want the elevator because, you know, why would they walk up and down the stairs? And I said, because it's always broken. The landlord has never fixed it.
Give me that.
What'd you do that for? I had plenty of time.
So this is it. I've chatted to the cast and crew. I've poked around behind the scenes. I know exactly how The Big Bang Theory gets made. All I've got to do now is take my place in the audience and watch them actually record the show. This is about as exciting as it gets for a Big Bang fan. In a way, I wish you could be it. In another way, I don't, because you'd be in my seat. What I can promise is that I'll really enjoy it for you. Excuse me. Sorry.
Okay, hold the over, Richard.
Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause. Are you ready to meet our cast? Let's hear it. Say hi to Miles, the Alex.
It's just so electric in here on our tape night. It's very exciting to have that energy from the audience.
Keep it going for Canal Air.
Oh, it's amazing. I love it.
Here he is, Simon Cooper.
It's great. It's sort of like a short play every week.
And Terry, the beautiful Terry Walker. The incredible Johnny Galecki.
I wouldn't be half as happy as I am here if we didn't have that live audience.
And Sheldon, the magnificent Jim Parsons.
It does add that element of surprise, and it does add some adrenaline.
Cameras A, B, C, X. Comment mark.
Here we go, and action!
I don't think I could ever get a massage from a guy.
Really? What was I doing to your neck last night while you were playing Xbox?
Not much. Still killing me.
We always hear comments like, oh my God, that love truck is driving me crazy. And it's like, it's not a love truck, it's real people.
Where's Howard?
No, hi Raj, no, how are you Raj? Straight to where's the other white guy?
When I watch scenes on every show when you know there's not a live audience, it's just slightly soulless. Like something's missing. They are a tangible presence in the room, almost like another character.
Some of my favorite scenes, which also seem to be some of fans' favorite scenes between Amy and Sheldon, do not play that way all week. The way you see them on TV is the way that the studio audience determines that they get played. There's nothing like people seeing, you know, Sheldon and Amy kiss for the first time. You can't gauge that.
Fascinating.
And for me, that's really where a scene gets life that it doesn't have for the previous 5 days.
It's like I'm living in a dictatorship. You must take a vacation. You must have fun. You must enjoy life.
I don't think you have a good handle on dictatorships.
There are moments that you can't help get carried away. Like, I guess like you would in theater, you try to
be professional.
You try to keep your pants on.
Yeah. It's not always possible.
No, it's not. But we do our best.
The audience is amazing because they give you instant reaction.
And, you know, they don't lie. They'll tell you immediately if something is working or not. I am the king of nerds.
What does that mean?
Oh, that means if anyone displeases me, I can arrange to have their email inbox spammed. And we do quite a bit of rewriting here on the fly with them. It means if anyone displeases me, I don't help them set up their printer.
You have to listen for the audience to kind of get the rhythm of it, and then we wait for the laugh. And sometimes it never comes.
Yeah,
and then we cry a little bit
guys?
inside. Yeah,
Guys?
yeah. And I'm like, no, it's gonna come. I know it's been 10 minutes. Trust me, though.
I've been doing this for a really long time, and it's humbling how often the studio audience will tell you that what you thought was hilarious is not hilarious, and what you thought was is fabulous.
I just don't know how I'm gonna break it to him.
How about topless? Oh, you waggle those puppies in his face. I bet you get him to join the Marines.
I think this is good. I don't hope it's good. I don't know. If it's not good, the audience will tell us it's not good, and we'll fix it.
Just don't know how I'm gonna break it to him.
Hey, you know, I'm a big believer in breaking bad news to a guy when you're in bed with him. That's how I told my high school boyfriend I slept with his brother. That's how I told his brother the same thing.
You can't anticipate what other people are going to respond to. And if you think you can, you're crazy.
Time and again, we've run into situations where, with Sheldon specifically, where it's like, that's just coming off too mean. You know, they're not laughing, they're going, oh, you know. And that's not the intent. You know, Sheldon's not cruel.
No,
you know, Sheldon's honest. That's just one example.
When instead of a laugh, is a kind of a...
Yeah. Then what are we doing?
Richard Feynman was a famous American physicist, part of the Manhattan Project.
Everyone in the world of science knows who Richard Feynman was.
Now you do too.
In front of the audience, most of us can stay pretty focused, but it's some of the playfulness, like that Jim and I have, that really kind of bring out some of the giggles.
Stop it, She broke that. It was fine. You control yourself.
All right, here we go. And
Are there times when you do just totally lose it, even though the audience are there?
Oh, and as far as like getting the church giggles, and you just can't yet. Well, that's well, Kunal is the worst at that. He cracks himself up constantly.
Follow your heart.
I'm the worst.
I've heard that. I have heard that.
That's why you asked me this question. This is like a big setup.
Yeah, it's leading.
Like,
it's leading.
Screw with me, yeah. No, it's so bad. Like, it's because I'm having the most fun.
Yeah.
No, it's probably because I'm the most unprofessional. But
He can't stop laughing at his own jokes. And so I'll come over and whisper to him, sometimes babies die. And that steals him up.
When I first got here, Can I take it right from there?
Right from there, okay, Mark?
English is tough.
I'm going to be doing some brainstem histology while you get yourself on the, I have no idea what that line is, while you
I messed up mine too a little bit.
put yourself. Go.
There's a live audience, and when they are enjoying it, and their laughter is sincere and genuine and loud, that's a great sense of gratification.
Too much?
No.
And that's a cut.
Come on, give him a shout.
We have a wonderfully loyal audience, and there's a bond there over 5 years. You gave us your half hour to watch the show. I want you to come away feeling like it was a half hour well spent.
What an experience. I genuinely feel very lucky to have gained this insight into the making of the show. Turns out it's both complicated and fun in roughly equal measure.
But I think I'll leave the final word on the last 100 episodes to the cast.
What are you tuning in for every week? It's not the story in the sense of what will happen this week as much as it is whatever happens, I want to see what these people do.
Here we are 5 years later.
Really close, and 100 episodes, that's over 500 days here in the same room with the same people.
Part of the reason we're still here is it's a great cast. These are really talented actors, and they can do anything we ask them to do.
They couldn't be a nicer group of people. They were just so welcoming.
And the fact that, you know, nobody's killed another person.
It's a real achievement.
Yeah, it's a real achievement.
Those two broke girls are being fired and hired all in one episode. Lucky for some. The brand new episode is here next on E4.